Hello, makeup friends. I don't even know where to start with this. Let's start with the fact that this is not day 3. I accidentally deleted all the footage for day 1 and day 2, and despite my best efforts to somehow restore those files, I haven't been able to, so we're just going to power through with only 2 days of looks for this week. And as well, I'm using a new editor because my editing software completely crapped out on me and would just shut itself off every time I tried to do anything. So it has been an incredibly frustrating weekend trying to put this video together, but we somehow managed to get through, and I didn't even cry once, which honestly is more impressive than it should be, because typically whenever I get frustrated, that is my go-to, is just cry. You know how most people talk about the fight or flight reflex? I don't have that. I default to freeze, usually adding in crying. I am terrible in a crisis. That's all I've got to say. There was once a time where Barry had gone upstairs to take a nap. Barry's my husband, in case you're not aware. And I had completely forgotten that he was taking a nap, so when he came down the stairs, I froze and cried because I thought there was a home invader, and of course, the best defense against a home invader are tears, right? So, anyways, here we are. It's been a very frustrating weekend. Anyway, we will move on from me complaining about software, because that really seems to be what my channel is becoming, is an anti-tech channel with all the frustrations I've had. And let's just focus on the makeup. So my entire idea of theming for this week were palettes that I just don't tend to show on my channel, mainly because they're just really old, or because they've been discontinued and you can't really get your hands on them, whatever the case may be. They've obviously survived numerous declutters that I've done, so they're still palettes that I enjoy, I just don't tend to show them. And so this one here, the Claudette from NARS, I love this palette. It is just so beautiful in its simplicity, and every time I wear it, I just have a good makeup day. The other 2 days that I had filmed that I deleted because, well, the take-home lesson is don't try to edit before you ingest the caffeine. That's truly what it came down to. Anyways, I had used the Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals on the Monday, and then on the Tuesday, I had used some shades from, God, what did I use? Well, this is turning out to be an excellent story. I've already forgotten. Like, what the hell is wrong with me? I don't know. Anyways, it doesn't matter. We're using the NARS for this one, and like I said, I just love this palette so much. Those shades look like they're going to apply really deeply, but as you can see, they blend out so nicely. The shimmers, while not super metallic, they do stand up on their own. They last all day. There's no fading. There's no flaking off. It just does what you want it to do. So I love that palette. And then I decided I was going to go in for a very vampy lip. So this is the lip pencil from Gerard Cosmetics in Night Shift. I have said it before, I will say it again. I love these lip pencils. They're just your traditional sharpenable wood pencils, but there's something about them that's just so smooth. It just drags really easily across the lips, doesn't feel dry, and I find that it really does help to prolong the wear time of the lipstick that I apply on top, which in this situation, it kind of needs all the help that it can get. So this is one of the new lip products from Maybelline, and it's very reminiscent of their Superstay matte inks, but this is the Superstay vinyl ink. If you're familiar with the matte inks, they are long wearing. However, they're quite sticky and they never dry down to a truly transfer proof finish. And that's sort of what's going on here. So they do remain sticky, but it has a glossy finish. And then I do find that it sort of starts to fade away from the center of my lips fairly quickly. But I love the color. The color, I will put up with the crappy formula for the sake of the color. And there was my outfit for the day. This week as well, I was featuring all clothes from a Canadian brand called Kollontai. They were so generous, gifted me essentially an entire wardrobe of their clothing. And I have been loving them. Okay, so back to the theme of items I don't tend to show. Those are depotted Jeffree Star palettes. So I don't think I need to explain why I don't tend to show them. And although you can see them in this video, I'm not using any of those shades either. I do still use them from time to time. I mean, I spent the money at one point, but it's just not worth bringing that out on the channel for all the vitriol I would receive. And honestly, like, I don't buy from his brand anymore either, so I don't want to subject myself to said vitriol when really we're arguing from the same side. It's just that I happen to already have this, you know what I mean? Like, it's just not worth the headache. So regardless, I'm using some matte shades here from Adept Cosmetics. They no longer sell the singles, so that's why I don't tend to show them very often, because if you find something that you love but you can't get it, it's just kind of frustrating. And then there's also some shades here from JD Glow. Now, at one point, I had a beef with JD Glow, but for the life of me, I can't remember why. It wasn't like a customer service or anything like that. It was like they stepped in it somehow. They did some sort of social media post that rankled my feathers. But so much in life has rankled my feathers recently that I can't remember specifically what they did to get me all fired up. So take that for what you will. I'm sure if I spent some time on Google, I could probably figure it out because I know I wasn't alone at the time. I want to say it had something to do with Roe v. Wade, but clearly I have forgotten. So take that for what it's worth. But at any rate, this is the shade Martini. And then I'm going in with this shade Limelight, which, don't let the word limelight fool you. It's very much like a green-based gold, but very more heavily on the gold side. Anyways, when I did my makeup this day, it was St. Patrick's Day, so I thought I would bring in a little bit of a green element to the makeup, and then the gold was really meant to just sort of spotlight that center part of my lid. Then I also used it, you'll see in just a moment, as a liner for my lower lash line as well. And the brush that I'm using is from a Canadian brand called Bristles Beauty, and it's the perfect brush for doing that little bit of lining that you'll see coming up eventually. Getting back to the clothing, I did wear outfits from the brand all 4 days that I was in the office this week. I did take pictures of all 4, but again, I'm an idiot and I deleted the footage from the first 2 days. So what I might do, I'm just thinking out loud here, I might do like 2 shorts on my channel showing those outfits of the day in like a green screen format or something. Honest to God, I feel like I'm just too old to keep up with all the changes. Like, I will watch TikTok and I get like trapped by TikTok because I can't easily escape it. Like, if I hit the back button, it just takes me to a new freaking TikTok. So I don't make TikToks, but I will watch them. I'm aware of them. I'm aware of YouTube Shorts. I don't really get the point of them. Like, I really don't. I'm trying to think of some ways that I can incorporate them on my channel just, to make the algorithm gods happy. But I don't see them as being particularly useful for actual, like, knowledge-based things. Maybe for, like, just curiosity, but to do an actual review in 15 to 60 seconds, like, how much valuable information can I really impart? So I don't know. I'm on the fence about it all. But anyways, this was my Friday. Friday was spent, no appointments. I was just drafting. I had such a productive week at work. It has just felt for like 2 months like I'm just trying to hold water in my hands and it's not working out very well. Like, I'm just scrambling. There's so much to do. And this week I managed to just hammer out most of my to-do list. I got like a good chunk of my trial prep done because I have a trial coming up in May. And I just feel so much better heading into the upcoming work week, knowing that I'm not coming at it from a place of already drowning. So very excited about that. Plan to be in the office for 4 days this upcoming week as well. And hopefully, if all things go right with technology, next week's video will have 4 days of makeup in it. Apologies for only having 2 this week, but it is what it is. And if I don't accept that, then I'll cry, and I don't want to cry. So here we are. We are coming to the end of this video. I'd like to hear from you down below some theme suggestions for these videos going forward. if you do watch YouTube shorts, what kind of shorts do you like? Like, I want to make the content that you guys want to watch, so let me know. For next week's makeup, I have recently purchased the new Rare Beauty palette as well as the new Lilac palette from Lawless, and I have not worn either of them yet. So I plan to incorporate them next week, and I also picked up some little tiny palettes, one from e.l.f. and one from Hard Candy. I have not tried Hard Candy in a hot minute, so I'm going to bust them out as well. So next week is just going to be all new to me palettes. But there we have the finished look for this Friday, and there is the outfit. It is a jumpsuit with pockets, and it is so comfortable. Okay, guys, have a great week, and be a decent human being.